Good evening. I'm starting to grow a beard. Strange. My noodles be prepared. It'll take about 5 minutes, but I'm going to wait 10. And till then, I thought, hey, why not make a video? I'm thinking about taking journaling a bit more serious. It's much more cathartic than you can imagine. Now, um, today's topic is on friends. Good friends, bad friends, all of them. I have very few friends. I don't have many friends. People know me in class. I am a peculiar character in class, but I'm not very approachable or have many friends who hang out in class. I've had some experiences with my ex friends in class, uh, and I've learned a lot from these experiences, and I would like to share them with you. You need to judge people more. I know that's completely out of the uh, standard rule book of not judging a book by its cover, but you need to judge people more, not by just looking at them or judging them with information that you don't have, but judge them with what you have. Be smart at judging people, be perspicacious. It'll help you in the long run. People say that you can be defined by the five people you hang out with the most. I don't hang out with people, so it's hard for me to define myself. A few things you need to look for in a friend. But one of the things that I would like to mention is um, something I learned from a book I read a while ago. It was from a book called 12 Rules to Life by Jordan Peterson. And it had a rule, which was to keep a few friends close. The friends which are there for you in times of need and also help you celebrate in times of your success. Both are necessary. It's not only at the time of your need, but also during the time of your success. During my first year, I've had the chance to mingle with many people, plenty of people. I made some friends, lost all of them, lost all of the friends in college. I realized who I was based on the friends I had at that moment. I've mentioned one of the friends before in my last video. I prefer not to name him in this video, but I should have seen it. It's not his fault. He's not a particularly bad person for engaging with me. I engaged with him. It was my fault. Now the question is, why did I engage with him? The reason is because we were quite similar. There were some things that bonded us together, but there was some things that were different eventually, which is why I cut him off. But there were some things at that point which was very similar between him and I. That's why we were friends. There was a there was a there was a group of people that told me to be friends with him again. They pushed me into it because this motherfucker was blackmailing everybody, not blackmailing, but emotionally influencing them into believing that he's somehow afraid of me and whatnot. I've never hurt him physically, ever. I simply stopped engaging with him. I disengaged with him. That's it. Why are you afraid of me? He wants to play the victim all the time. And I do not like people that are weak. Weak men are scums of society. I do not like weak men because if you're weak, the only way you can ever defend yourself is behind my damn back. That's the snakiest thing you can do. If you have a problem with me, come and talk to me. To my damn face. Go over the line, you might catch some hands, but it doesn't matter. It's just what men do. There's some idiot out there that's making a bit of noise. I hope the mic doesn't catch it. Anyways, I'll tell you how to spot these kind of scums. You talk to them. It's that simple. When I was traveling, I was uh, out, I was out of the state, and I met somebody uh, during my travel. His name was Paul, and he's an amazing person. We don't talk very often. I just met him. I don't know him very well, but we just spoke, and we immediately connected. And we had a few messages that we sent um, for a few days, or just about two or 3 days. But we spoke a little bit, and from what he does and how he presents himself to the world, I understood what kind of a person he was. Him and I also share a very similar mindset, so it was bloody wonderful to meet him. It was a great coincidence, but I'm really grateful that I've met him. I hope to create a good bonding with him, and I will. Oh, speaking of which, it's interesting to me that I get to make really good friends in certain situations, and I do not make any friends in other scenarios. When I go to the gym, I make friends like that. It's super easy. It is bloody easy. I went to the gym today during French class because we didn't have French class. The teacher was absent, I believe. I went there, I made a friend. Bam, it was that easy. I know his name. I know he used to be in my hostel last year. That's about it. But there was something about his energy that I really loved, and he loved my energy as well. There was mutual respect, and there was something about him. I don't see him as a very close friend or anything of that sort, but we engaged, and I'm going to meet him again soon enough. And I like what kind of a person he is. I see him at the gym very often. He works hard. He's very respectful. He doesn't bother anybody. He's a good person. He's presentable. All of it. And that's something I respect about people, you know. He's very clear as well. He doesn't ask any stupid questions. He doesn't step over the line. He's very respectful in his questions, and when we have conversations in the gym, he always makes sure that he listens as much as he speaks. It's the same thing when I'm going for boxing. I have plenty of friends in boxing, many friends in boxing. You have to hear the conversations we have inside, but you will never hear them because they're very private. But the amount of positivity we radiate through our conversations is it is unexplicable. Conversations you have with certain people are different from the conversations you have with other people. I remember I was with this ex friend of mine in college during the yoga session. It was a yoga session uh, in college. I don't remember the date. It was last semester, and there was a girl that I really like in class. She's a bloody gorgeous woman, and I respect her as well. Uh, uh, and Sorry about that, my battery died. So, anyways, there was a gorgeous girl, and I embarrassed myself in front of her because of this person, because the conversations I engaged in during the session were unparliamentary, to say the least. So, the teacher, the yoga teacher, the instructor, divided us into a few groups, into groups of four. So, my group had me, the guy, my ex friend, this gorgeous woman, and some other girl. Now, the problem was, I was a bit too inclined into having conversations with him. And the conversations I had with him in at that time I would term in good spirits were not something to be proud of. It was quite horrible actually. I was also not in a complete state of consciousness because I had finished two root canals on that day. I took a leave for like two classes, and then I went, got my root canal finished, and I came back. And they had injected some anesthetic or something. And whatever it was, I wasn't feeling too giddy about it. Anyways, so due to the conversations I had with him, it ended with me embarrassing myself. I was embarrassed. I was a bit ashamed. You feel ashamed of yourself for not being the best version of yourself. And that's what happened that day. I didn't. I was not in complete control. It was not my identity. When you behave like somebody else, it breaks you in some ways. A man must have some kind of content in his character, I believe. Same thing with women, but I can only speak for men. Men must be having a solid foundation for himself. Be stoic, be a person who has some form of value that you know you have. You cannot be the kind of person who doesn't know yourself. And there's no point in saying you don't know yourself, you're still trying to find yourself. There's nothing to find. You've experienced some things in life, and that has to teach you something. And you mold yourself based on what you know. If you don't know, you can't mold yourself with things you don't know. You know some certain things. Mold yourself with that. What do you believe in? What do you think? What's in your mind? I can't, nobody can tell you that, my friend. Only you know that. Your identity is, you don't have to look at everybody and every single person and then try to form an identity. Of course, you can have role models. I have plenty of role models, but what do you truly stand for? What attracts you? What qualities attract you in these role models? That's what you should be asking yourself. Anyways, now I'll tell you how to get a good friend that is going to be there for you when you need them. It's quite simple, really. Good friend helps you grow in at least one aspect in your life. I have some friends that help me grow physically, I have some friends that help me grow mentally, I have some friends that help me grow spiritually, I have some friends that help me grow in other ways as well. But they help me grow, and I help them grow as well. It's a value exchange. I don't talk about FIFA with them. They don't play video games. Some idiot is still bursting crackers. It's Diwali, isn't it? Hmm. Anyways, so and it's very important to have good friends in your life. I believe in that, and it's fine to be alone as well. It's better to not. It's better to be alone than be in bad company. Because if you're in bad company, they're not helping you grow, my friend. They're dragging you down along with them. They don't want you to climb up to heaven. They want you down in hell. They want you down in hell with them. Reminds me of a friend I had in my school days. We used to vibe a lot, whatever. and I don't remember his name. I remember his face. I remember the things we used to do. We used to play some paranormal games like Ouija board. There was a game called Charlie Charlie back in the day, so we used to play that. I used to keep my hands over my mouth and I would blow through the little hole and I would make the pencil move a little bit and I'd be like, yo, that shit moved, bro. That moved. There's a ghost in here. And I scared a lot of people in class. Speaking of which, he was not good company because he never helped me grow. He was very, he had no goals for himself. He had no identity. He was just a stupid kid. He was stupid. We went along because I was a lost child. He was a lost child. We talked about trash all day long, and then we stopped being friends. I improved my life from that on. Um, I grew after that, and then I got into bad company again. Uh, I don't believe it was nearly as bad for company as the last time because this time was different. This time, this man was a charming guy. He was a charming guy. There were some other people as well who were not particularly bad in aspects of their lives, but they were particularly bad with their intentions with me. So that was something I had to realize later on in my life, and then, phew, my life went up. And that's it for today. Thank you.